What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Mad Crown. I'm here on Madame, give you a review on Angels of Death, Episode 2. And I have to say, this episode so far has given us a lot of character depth. Not enough to completely solve the case of the story, but just enough to understand our two main characters so far in their predicament. So the way I'm going to go about this is mainly I'll be talking about the personalities of the main characters and probably the pieces we have right now of what we can put together of what's going on in the story so far. Because so far I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued on what's happening. So first, let's talk about Zach, the murderer. Apparently Zach's real name is actually Isaac Foster. And he was from a illegal orphanage, and from what it seems, he was just always a bad person. Even before he was inside this place, he would go around killing people. He was a very famous murderer, actually, to the point that he even had people that were fans of him that would actually try to meet him in person, not thinking, hey, you could possibly die trying to meet this guy. And turns out they did. Showing this episode, especially how the woman who apparently was a big fan of his, and then all of a sudden, not the slightest clue. I hate to say that there are stupid people out there in the world where they're not smart enough to say, hey, this could actually kill me. It's like that thought don't cross their mind whatsoever. It probably does, but like, nah, I'll be okay. And then now look what happens. Look what happens, you know? And plus she was saying how she wasn't afraid of him, but turns out she was. So Zach is not a very smart person. However, he has his standards of people he can't stand. In fact, there's a lot of people he can't stand. He can't stand people that are happy. Those who death is further from their minds than anybody else. They can live their life on a daily basis where they think this day cannot be the day they die, or so on and so forth. Those kind of people take some health for some reason. Same goes for people who also seem pathetic, crying, or even beg for their lives. These are the kind of people he loves to kill. So, ironically, the main person that actually wishes to die by his hand, our main character, Rachel Garden, actually can't be killed by him yet because it just doesn't turn him on. She doesn't like people who actually wishes to die, people who look miserable or emotionless. He just doesn't really care about killing them so far, which shows Rachel's side of the character as well. As we all know, Zach is he's not intelligent. In fact, he's very gullible, he's not smart, he's strong, but other than that, that's all he got going for him, is intimidating and strong, and pretty scary. But when it comes to Rachel, however, she is pretty smart and good at putting things together. She also knows how to get inside of people's heads, especially Zach's head, shown in this episode. Despite no matter how intimidating Zach was, as we saw in the first episode, Rachel most of the time was running away from him because she didn't know what was going on. She was scared. But now she knows and understands, I guess, something. We don't know for sure. Now she is not scared of Zach for some reason, to the point where she doesn't mind dying by him. And it's not just that point, she also helps Zach get through some of the contraptions inside the place, like solving puzzles or mysteries and stuff like that. She also knows how to find a way to get inside Zach's head on numerous occasions in this episode. Points where she tells Zach he's doing the wrong thing, or whatever he says kind of contradicts what he's saying. And he tries to put on his act like he knows what he's saying, but he doesn't know what he's saying. He's just putting on airs, one might say. So I really love the chemistry between these two. So when you really think about it, Angel Death is like if you had Eve and you had Corpse Party, and you put them together, and they have a child. This would be the child. Because you have the guy and the girl, the little girl and the older guy. They are completely opposite from each other. And but yet they go together so well. Not in a couple ways, but just as in characters. And they're stuck in this place with no memories, and it seems to be a horror everywhere. Now, speaking of this place itself, apparently she has been here for a long time, Rachel. We know apparently Zach said he got here because some people say he can be there and he can kill all he wants. Rachel, however, was been there for years, apparently. As we know, Rachel is believed to be 14 years old. Well, according to the lore within inside of the game, she is 14 years old. But she's been there for a long time, and there's clues. There has been documents and files of people who are there at place. For instance, there are actually reports of people dying there, and they even tell their cause of death and everything else. There's even reports on Rachel and as well as Zach as well. So more likely, this is a giant experiment or a game or something like that, and these people are the experiment inside of it. Now, with that being said, who is Rachel really? They go up across the graveyard. It's something to do with traders and, of course, God. But for some reason, Rachel's tombstone is there. And, well, apparently, the one beside her was supposed to be Zach's, but we're not quite sure that's supposed to be Zach's tombstone. All we know is just one that wasn't completely complete. So, as we go further into the show, Rachel also discovers that apparently there's someone that admires her very well, to the point that they're the one that created the tombstone there. So it turns out, not only did the professor know who Rachel was, but also this person who's also seemed to be stalking them knows them as well. So I'm guessing Rachel has been in this place for a long time, and she knows the people here, but she lost her memory. I'm just playing this out for guess. Could Rachel actually be a part of this place, and she lost her memory on purpose? And who knows, probably Zach might be the experiment, and Rachel is just there just to aid him, and she just probably lost her memory so she can make it more believable. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. It'd be interesting. The hopeless, lost little girl, the main character would be the one controlling everything from the beginning. That'd be pretty cool. But that's too much. That's asking too much of this right now. I don't know, but you can never tell these RPG Maker video games because they always have those twists and turns you never see coming. So, with that being said, we also know that Zach, as he killed the professor in the first episode, he knew the professor's name, even though he said himself he didn't know why he said his name. He never met the guy before. So it also questions up to me that these people have amnesia, or in some instincts are bringing back that, causing them to have certain nostalgia or deja vu with these characters. I am very intrigued so far with the show, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Yeah, so Angels of Death is very interesting, and also not only we're getting Angels of Death on Friday, we're also getting Happy Sugar Life. So once I'm done this review, I'm going to go immediately watch Happy Sugar Life and review that as well. I know the reviews are very late, it's just that I have to work on this Friday, so I just got back. I didn't take a shower, I didn't eat. You know what? I watched Angels of Death because it came out early this morning, and I watched it during lunch break. And so once I get home, I'm going to review Angels of Death immediately. Then I'm going to immediately go straight to watching Happy Sugar Life, because that's the one I was really looking forward to this season, and I can't wait to talk about and even watch it. So anyway, stay tuned for the next video. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get more of moi. I've been your host, Madcrownxox. Sign out. Have a good one.